What's up, fight fans? This is Counterpunch with Counterpunch Boxing News, and I have some new news concerning Jarrell Big Baby Miller. Jarrell Big Baby Miller lashes out at Deontay Wilder for calling him a doper. Miller has some claims also to make regarding his skills and superiority. Okay, this is what he said about Deontay Wilder and his issue overall. He said, there are certain athletes in the boxing game that use my name. If you can't say it in my face, I know you're a punk. 99% of people you see in the boxing world would never look my way and say something to my face. That's the kind of characters they are. A lot of fighters that were talking junk. Andre Ward, Billy Joe Saunders, Tony Bellew, Deontay Wilder, and Eddie Hearn. Wow. A lot of fighters were running. Actually, Eddie Hearn's a promoter. Anyway, Counterpunch. A lot of fighters were running their mouths who didn't know shit about this situation. Deontay was running his mouth and his brother got popped for something. Like I said before, I wouldn't jump to conclusions and you go do your homework, you punk ass bitch. Wow. Counterpunch. You know, Jarrell Miller, you know, if you look through the eyes of Jarrell Miller and the things that he's done and been involved with, because he's been involved with certain things, he's went through certain things. And he's called out a lot of people, you know, and he's blasted a lot of people for having an opinion about what happened in his situation. Jarrell Miller recently came out and did say things that happened regarding his situation, regarding the drug testing and all this, that, and the other. And if he made a mistake, he made a mistake. I look at Jarrell Miller, I mean, every situation, every example is different. See, his example wasn't the same as Canelo. Was it better? No. Did it look better? No. It looked worse. We're not idiots. Okay? We known of the three things that was found in his system all at one time. I don't care if it was a cocktail. I don't care if he took it all at one time. Obviously, he didn't, because they caught one and then they caught another. So he must have cycled off one and then took another, I guess, to replace the one that he thought he was cycled off from, that he got caught in the first place. We don't know that GHW 15, 16, or whatever it's called, right? Now he got caught with two more things. EPO and HGH. FYG. Elemental P. Right? He got caught with all that shit. But Jarrell Miller missed out on the opportunity of a lifetime, and I think that's punishment enough. Really, honestly, me thinking about it. See, Canelo Alvarez, he never had any proof that he could prove that it was from beef. He just said it was from beef. That was his only rebuttal. He got a slap on the wrist. 6 months vacay. Fuck probate, vacay. That was a vacay for him. He had a surgery in the meantime. So he might have set that aside. Okay, I'll just work on my cosmetic surgery knee. Right? There was nothing else said about that. Everybody blasted Jarrell Miller because it was just so stupid. Jarrell Miller had a fight. He had an opportunity of a lifetime. That's why people, give him shit a lot of times. Okay? He's number 3 on that list for a reason. The redemption list people. That's what I'm talking about. So, but I am with him, though. I do agree with him. If you don't know that situation, like, I don't think a lot of people really know. We just know what we heard. We just know what we read. We just know what other people said about what was going on with his situation, regarding his situation. However, Jarrell Miller says, hey, if you can't say it in my face, don't say it at all. And it's not, to me, it's not like Jarrell Miller is not a confrontational person. Because I think he's very confrontational. He's from Brooklyn. He'll get in your face. He'll talk shit. He might do something else if you escalate the issue. Right? And, Jarrell Miller. Jarrell Miller is a guy that he has to redeem himself. He has to show us that he isn't just a drug cheat. He has to show us how legitimate he is in the ring. We know this. Okay? This is what he also had to say. He says, I'm number one in the world. The only reason I'm not number one is because... No, he said, I'm number two in the world. He says, the only reason I'm not number one is because I don't have no belt. I am a better fighter than all these guys. I'm better than AJ. I'm better than Tyson. I'm better than Deontay. I call myself number two because I don't have the belt. I'm going to be world champ. Okay, if that's the case, who do you call number one? You know, me counterpunching. You know, listen to what he has to say. But he calls Deontay Wilder a punk. He calls a lot of people a punk. Not just Deontay Wilder, but he does. You know, he singles Deontay out because Deontay was running his mouth, calling him a doper. And I think Deontay was more verbal about it. Now, these guys have a lot in common. You know, obviously, they've been involved with the same women and things of that nature. And I think the things that are really never said out loud is the elephant in the room in certain situations where these guys, they're actually... professing they're mad about this one thing, but the other thing that they don't mention, that's what's actually the issue here in this situation. You know, for Jarrell Miller, he's still an undefeated fighter. He can fight. I was impressed with his fight. He has an aggressive attacker-like style. He thinks he's better than Deontay, AJ, and all these guys. Well, you know, he has to show us. That's it. He has to show us what he's made out of, since he's supposed to be now a clean fighter. Okay? So if he passes all the tests and he's able to come out there and defeat opponents, then that's where we know where his legacy begins, not continues. Because see, the thing about drugs, nobody really gives you a full shake, a fair crack at the whip, or any type of credibility when you test positive for something, because you always had that, always be that thought, that question. Was he juiced up when he beat that person? Dunapas. Or when he beat that person? You know what I mean? Was he that type of dude when he took these guys out? Was he on something then? Those are the questions that will be asked. So Jarrell Miller's career starts now. You know, he's still a Brooklynite. He talks much shit, and I think he is number two, pound for pound, number two shit talker in the world, in the boxing world. I still think he's that, because he can still ditch out a lot of shit. Okay? So it's up to him. You know, but I have to say I am skeptical, because he wants tune-ups. You know, you were at the top level to fight AJ back last year, around this time last year. What you need a tune-up for? You know what I mean? You Joe Joyce, you know, that would be a name that you want on your resume. An undefeated fighter. A guy that he's in his biggest fight of his life, or his career as of right now, with DDD, Daniel Dubois, right? Daniel Dynamite Dubois. Okay? So, when he said I need a tune-up, that made me, whoa, wait a minute. Is he really who he really is? Or who he says he is, rather. Right? But anyway, Jarrell Miller claims that he's better than Deontay, AJ, and a lot of these fighters, so he has to prove it and show us. That's my counterpunch on that. You guys tell me what you think about Jarrell Miller. Of course, please subscribe. And you guys been Counterpunch. Peace.